So my new car is behind me. You can't really see it. What did I get? Do I need to change the name of my channel from Frugal Tesla Guy to Frugal Something Else Guy? Let's find out what I got and why. So I want to take you back about 6.5 to 7 years when I started this channel. You know, I have always wanted a Tesla since day one when the Model S was released, but it was just way out of my price range. And any Tesla channels at that time were basically people who had money showing off their toys. But then the Model 3 came out. It became more affordable, but was still a little bit more on the pricey side, but I was able to make it happen. So I thought, why not share my experience of driving a Tesla, being someone who's a little bit more frugal with his money, doesn't have as much money, and start Frugal Tesla Guy. And that's exactly what I did. And the whole objective of the channel were a few things. To number one, show that people of modest salaries could drive a Tesla. Number two, that electric cars were definitely the future of driving because people were a lot of naysayers, basically saying you can't do road trips in the works. So I did a lot of road trips to show that it was indeed possible. And then of course it also turned into a tips and tricks and how-to type of channel as well. So it's evolved over the years. Then, of course, I started my own business a few years ago and have kind of laid off a little bit on this channel. But I'd like to get a little bit more active. The business that I started, I'm able to get a little bit more free time in there as well. So that's why I want to contribute more to the channel. Now, my original car that I bought in 2018 was a rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3, long range obviously. That is a car that I still have with 125,000 miles. There is some battery degradation. At 100% charge, I get about 275, 280 miles per charge. So I'd say that that's still pretty good. Now, my son is 16. He will be getting his license soon, and that means it might be time for me to think about getting a new car. And so I am going to hand the 2018 rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 to my son, and I was going to, within the next 6 months, buy a new car. But I decided to get a new car earlier, and for a few reasons we'll get into. But the question is, what did I end up getting? Now, one of the big things that I had to really come into terms with when looking for a new car is that I knew that I couldn't transfer full self-driving to my new car. That was pretty much just a given. So I accepted the fact, and I had to learn to accept the fact that I wasn't going to have full self-driving. So with that in mind, I thought I'm going to start looking outside of Tesla at different cars. And one of the cars that really got my attention was the Rivian R2, but that's not going to be available until next year. So even if I wait until my son gets his license, the R2 will still not be available. So I had to kind of take that. Plus, we all know it's not completely passed just yet, but the big, beautiful bill everyone's talking about, that by the end of this year, the tax rate rebate, the $7,500 rebate, or tax credit that is, will no longer be available. So that was another thing that I had to kind of take into account as well. So I started looking at other cars. You know, the new Subaru that's coming out later this year, that was certainly a contender. The Honda Prologue, no, I wasn't really interested in that. The Chevy Blazer, I wasn't really interested in that either, or any other of the Chevys. And you know, ideally, if finances weren't an issue, I'd get a truck. Rivian, F-150, whatever, but they're just too expensive and outside of my price range. So I had to go with the next best thing. So I started looking at other comparable models to the Y, and I found a lot of great alternatives, including cars that did have access to the Tesla supercharging network, of course the NACS as it's known, charging outlet. So that's another thing that I wanted to have in there as well. So a lot of the newer cars are starting to do that. But here's what happened. There were some special incentives that came out with a particular car that I just couldn't pass up. So, drum roll please. I'm going to step out of the way and you're going to see what I got. Here we go. So it probably comes as no surprise that I stuck with Tesla, right? So I get to keep the name of the channel, Frugal Tesla Guy, not Frugal Subaru Guy or Frugal Rivian Guy or any other brand of car, right? Now, you may recall a little while back I did a review on the Model Y. The new Model Y is otherwise known as the Juniper, and I gave it pretty much rave reviews. There were a few things I didn't like about it, which I would like to address. The fact that that rattle of the window. So I found out that that was just an anomaly in that particular car, but in my car, it doesn't do that. So I was really happy to hear about that. Ground clearance, there's really nothing I can do about that other than getting a kit to raise it about 2 inches, but we'll go into that a little bit later. So the question is, why? After all of the different cars out there that I have different options for, why did I go with the Model Y? Well, here's why. Remember when I mentioned earlier that I had to accept the fact that I wasn't going to be able to transfer FSD to the new car? That's pretty much been a common, understanding that Tesla just doesn't allow that typically. So what I've noticed here over the last month or so, that there was financing for the Model Y at 1.99. That looked really appealing, but to me still was not 100% a selling point. Then upon doing some research, I saw on a chat board that they were discussing the expiration date of the finance rate for the Model Y and said, I wonder if that's when the transfer of FSD also expires. And I said, what? You can transfer? So I decided to go ahead and contact Tesla to see if that's indeed the case. And yes, I was able to transfer my FSD from my 2018 Model 3 to this guy right over here. That to me is what sealed the deal, because number one, I was able to get FSD at an amazing price at $5,000, and I know that sounds high. That's not very frugal, is it? But when you compare it to what other people have been paying for it, $8,000 and even as much as $11,000 in the past, $5,000, and the fact that I got such a great deal on it, I didn't want to let it just slip out from underneath me. So it was really awesome that they were able to transfer it. It's 100% there. I went into my Model 3. It's no longer in the car. It's now in this car. And the 1.99 financing, great, amazing deal that really helped in the monthly payments and made it much more affordable as well. Some people argue that they'll probably have better incentives, maybe a lower interest rate, but that's a gamble. No one knows that for sure. People talk about, oh, they could maybe go down to a 0% financing. Great, but will it be for more than 2 or 3 years? I don't know, because if that's the case, those monthly payments are still going to be rather high, even at 0% interest. So bottom line, this is a car that is something I've had my eyes on for a long time, but I just wanted to share with you that I got this new car, the incentives, the transfer of the FSD beta or FSD supervised, whatever you want to call it. It's now in this car, and I absolutely love it. In fact, my wife and I picked it up, and right from when we picked it up, we went on a road trip and spent the weekend with this car and on the coast. It was a great trip. We got to really test out full self-driving in it, and it really worked out beautifully. So I'm super thrilled with this purchase, super thrilled with the price that I got it for, the financing rate. Full self-driving has been able to be transferred over to it, and I'm really excited about that. So you will probably be following me along with some of the things I've got with this car. Also, my wife has a 2025 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, long range. That's also a great car. I may be doing some things with that as well. And my son will be driving my original Model 3. We'll probably still kind of go over and use that. So I'd always dreamed about being a two Tesla household, but actually I am now a 3 Tesla household. My original Model 3 is completely paid off, so it's free and clear of that. That's going straight to my son. My wife, we financed her car, and of course we financed this car as well. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be looking at next is, am I going to do anything to protect the paint on this car? Am I going to go with PPF? Am I going to go with any kind of ceramic coating? Well, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I've done several videos on PPF on the front, especially the front of the car. Different companies I've gone with, and using my friend's car, using my car. What I'm going to do is I've narrowed it down to what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to tell you here, but I've narrowed it down to a particular protection, And I'm going to tell you why I went with that based on my experience, based on some of the research that I've done, and we'll kind of go over that as well. So there you have it. Here is my new car. What do you think? I don't want to hear the naysayers who are all into politics and let politics dictate what they do and what they decide. I don't do that. And I'm sure a lot of you out there don't do that either. I want to hear your honest opinion about the car itself and not what some people may think it represents, because that's not what it represents. It's a great car, it's great technology, and I've always had great experiences with my Teslas, whether it's my 2018, which is still a great car. My wife's car is an amazing car, and I absolutely love this car as well. What do you think? Should I have gone with the blue? The blue is, by the way, there's a reason why I went with blue. My business that I started a couple years ago, the logo has blue in it, and I think my logo will look really good on this color blue. So that's one of the reasons why I went with this. It'll also allow me to write it off as a tax write-off as well, right? So anything we can do to do that as well. All right, so again, what do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions about the car, maybe a video I can do about it. But I tell you what, I'm not going to waste my time or yours doing a walk around the car, getting it. You've seen all of those. We all know that we are just flooded with Tesla YouTube channels, and so I don't need to waste my time with a lot of these things like going and reviewing here's what the inside of the car looks like. You've already seen probably several videos on that, so I don't need to waste my time with that. But if there's any other videos you think would be worthwhile talking about with the new Tesla Model Y, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this car in general, and we'll see if we can address that. In the meantime, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and stay positively charged.